3 bags of goodies to share with you today, all from Shein. So if you're new around here, my name is Susan. This is Susan's Sweet Life, where I try on fashion for you. I am not a fashionista, I am not a stylist. Please don't come here expecting to see super sleek outfits coordinated perfectly. I am just a real normal woman trying on real normal clothes. Okay, the price will be on the screen. I know it was incredibly cheap, and looking at it I can see why, because it is incredibly sheer, which is such a shame actually, because it's a really nice sort of burnt out Devol fabric. Definitely you need to be wearing a nice camisole underneath. V-neck, wide necked there, little grown on sleeve. Good length to cover up and hide and disguise that belly. Good quality. I can't knock it for the quality of the sewing and the stitching, whatever. But this sheer fabric just isn't me. Beautiful burgundy colour. You can see it is probably quite sheer again, but it's not indecently sheer, is it? And this feature here, this zip, it goes all the way up to the top. I'm not sure you can wear it all unless you've got an incredibly small neck. So, but it's nice, isn't it, to be able to adjust what you want to show. Grown on little sleeves again, this time with a little cuff detail, and it goes down good length again. It is in a polyester type satin fabric. Tarina, you sent me that email about how to sew up a revealing neckline. No issues with this one. Full transparency, there is a bit of a thread hanging there, but for the price, really cannot knock that. And just look at that colour. Isn't that a rich, beautiful colour? Beautiful, milk chocolate coloured top. So many of these browns that I'm seeing around at the moment, they're quite bitter chocolates, aren't they? This is a lovely milk chocolate. Trying to work out what's happening on this neckline here. It seems very, very strange. Sort of like a cowl neckline that then goes up to be gathered along this one shoulder. Yeah, just one shoulder. And then, my favourite fluttery sleeves. Goes down then with that drape from that shoulder to a good length. I like this. The fabric feels really, really nice quality. Yep, in love with this one. Oh my word. Now, as you know, Shein takes several weeks to come, and like I said, my order came in 3 different lots, and then I was away and all sorts of circumstances, so this has been in the bag for a while. It looks like it's been in the bag for a while, but also I ordered this in the height of my satin skirt search. And why I ordered this one? Well, A, because it's in this beautiful gold satin, but it was petite, and I know somebody sort of read my mind and said, that Shein had petite satin skirts. I'd already ordered it, whoever that was. So I'm hoping in a petite this won't drown me quite so badly. Elasticated waistband at the back there, but it keeps seeming to want to fold over because it's not stitched down. I think if I was to keep it, I would have to try and stitch it down in some way, but the fabric's so fine, I'm not sure. And you couldn't, well, then it might stop the elastication, mightn't it? Concealed zip on the side, so there is some quality here, even though it was an affordable price on the screen. Flat front. It's the petite that is going to be interesting to try. And because of the issues with my tummy protruding and clinging, I bought this in a 4XL. Usually I am a 3XL, and I was very remiss to tell you all the items that you've seen so far were in a 3XL. A Coord in a grey fabric, 3XL. A pair of trousers in a textured crepe colour. In the screen it's coming up slightly lighter. It's almost like a khaki grey in real life. Wide legged there. This isn't petite, so if they're too long I'm going to have to be prepared to take them up. A really nice stretchy waistband and side pocket there. I really quite like those. Yeah, they're going to be too long, but if the fit's good around the tummy, that's going to be quite nice. They're not heavyweight, probably would be a little bit chilly on a cold day. And to go with it is this top. I've got this style top in several colourways. You see the floral one very often because it's my favourite satin top. But this is the same fabric, but it's the same style. Round necked with that little frill sleeve, so it's sleeveless. And then it goes down to a good length. There's stretch in this fabric. I forgot to say that. So I'm hoping that's going to be quite a nice little Coord to wear together. And of course the beauty is I could wear the top with something else, pair of jeans, whatever, or a white top and a jacket or something with the trousers. So Coord, fantastic value, and the price will have been on the screen so you know how good the value was. This is the order that keeps on giving into the big bag, just like Goldilocks. And I've got another 5 items. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 items totally in this order. And I think it was about £100. If I'm incorrect, it'd be on there. Now, a black pair of jeans. I've got several blue jeans that are very, very similar to these. So when I saw them in a black, I couldn't sort of refuse really. Paper waistband there with a working draw cord, but there's elastic in there that's doing all the work. And you can see that these, although they're black, they've been like distressed black. There are areas where the dye isn't so prominent. Very wide legged. Mid-weight denim, definitely a denim, and quite often these trousers come in there sort of like a chambray or whatever. They've got 2 pockets, one of those little coin ones, and a bigger pocket there, and patch pockets on the back. That's what I mean by the distressing. You can see like those tiger stripes across the belly line, going down maybe a little bit distressed here, but not so bad. I'm hoping the black is going to be super flattering, because sometimes I feel that light denim is just a little bit too light and revealing for me. But what I will say is they are very wide-legged. And probably going to be too long. I'm holding judgment on those. Gonna have to eat my words, aren't I? I just said light denim's not very flattering. Hopefully these are not as wide-legged as the black ones I've just shown you, and this is what I would call more of a chambray denim. They've got pockets there, they've got elasticated waist and a faux tie there. They are incredibly similar to my favourite pair of jeans that I wear all the time, and I think that's probably what attracted me to them. Those I picked up in a previous Shein order in a petite, which suited me perfectly through the summer when I was maybe wearing sliders, sandals, lightweight little pumps, because just that shorter length you could get away with. But what I'm finding now is I'm putting on trainers and they just look like ankle biters. They just look a little bit odd. So I bought these in a regular length, prepared if necessary just to do a final little turn up if I have to. If you've been watching for a while, you know that I was like, no, if clothes don't work for me, I'm not working for them. I refuse to take anything up. I've had to admit defeat, I'm afraid. These tracksuit bottoms that are from Morrison's, I've taken them up and I love them, and they are perfect length for me. So I appreciate now sometimes I have to compromise and maybe just do a little bit of work. But hopefully these are going to be worth the effort, fitting me across here, even if they are too long. You know I love a shirt as a covering piece. This is a very fine cord. It is definitely cord, but it's not a heavyweight cord at all. It's very, very lightweight. In fact, slightly sheer, so you can see. I know why I ordered this. I've got a pair of grey Verveer boots, and I was obviously thinking I can wear my grey boots, jeans, t-shirt and feel coordinated if I want to wear my grey boots. It's come and I'm like, oh, what a boring, horrible, boring colour. And if you watch my Marks and Spencer's haul, you know I'm bemoaning the fact that clothes are so boring. Nowadays fashion is so boring, without making it even worse by wearing lots and lots of dull grey. The weather's going to be dull and grey enough without us echoing it. There are faux pockets here, just a flap, poppers, little wide collar there, goes down to poppers on a cuff too. I thought this would be like an outer jacket. It is definitely more of a lightweight fabric, more of a shirt style. I'll give it a go, of course I will. But I am thinking the grey is just a little bit boring. And as often is, it's longer at the back than the front. But you never know until you try it on. Oh dear. They're actually coming over better colour on the screen than in real life. There's a sheen to these. You can see it. It's almost like a tobacco colour. I thought they were going to be more of a chocolate brown, but they're definitely slightly more tobacco-y and very, very wide-legged. That paper waistband again, which I do find flattering, and a faux little tie. Nice elastication. I keep forgetting to show you the size 3XL. I'm sure everything is a 3XL except for the skirt. No pockets, no pleats, nothing. Just go, yeah, these aren't going to be for me. Look how wide that thigh is. But you know, on trend brown chocolate, you know why I picked them up. And they actually look a good length. They're just too wide-legged for me. But as I just said, let's try them on and find out. I told you this order had been hanging around in the bag for a while, and obviously the shipping as well, because this hasn't done this jacket any justice at all, turning up completely creased up. It's in a grey mottled fabric there. The creases aren't letting you see the colour, and there's a sheen to it, so the light's bouncing off, but it's grey in colour. Then it's got 3/4 length sleeves with this stripe cuff detail that you can alter because it's much longer, but it's folded back just one turn. If you go any further, it's just the inside there. Lightweight, so it's ideal for wearing on a night out because it gives you that warmth and that coverage, but you know, if you're dancing or in a warm restaurant, it's not going to be too warm. It's unlined, just completely unlined. Nice collar there that's sitting okay, I suppose. One button fastening, curved hem at the front, faux pockets. That's what you would expect for this price point, but who would put anything in those pockets anyway? There's no venting at the back. And is there any shaping? There's some darting at the bust line there, but no shaping, so we'll have to see how shapeless this makes me look. Is that everything? How boring. I've shown you everything. I like this. I actually do quite like this. I think it looks lovely out. It's a real good length, and that side up there just adds that little bit of extra flatteringness. It's gliding over really nicely. I've got the zip down to here. What I found was if I tried to do it up, it sort of bunches up just a little bit, so it's definitely meant to be sort of lower down. But what a different take on a V-neck here. And then, of course, your eye gets to here, and then it's just brought down by this zip. So I think that's super flattering. The sleeves, not covering my arms, but I haven't got no issues because of the shoulder line there. I'm liking this top indeed. I think you could dress it up with a pair of trousers, or as I'm wearing these tracksuit bottoms, I'm just going to tuck it in now, and you can see, yes, I like that look too. Matches perfectly with this stripe here, and it just elevates it. I could imagine wearing this into the evening now rather than just with a plain t-shirt and a hoodie. Just elevates just a pair of tracksuit bottoms really, really nicely. Contrasts beautifully with the navy. A keeper. This looks awful. I kept my t-shirt on underneath because you can tell how much you can see of the t-shirt. It would just been indecent if I just tried it on over the top of my underwear. This is definitely getting returned, which is such a shame because the fit, the style, I even quite like the fabric. If it just been a little bit less sheer, would have been a hit. Fits so nicely in a 3XL. It's just so super sheer. What a shame though. I don't know how I would wear it, or if I would wear it. It has to be returned, I'm afraid. This is not for me. Are you enjoying this haul from Shein? Are you enjoying looking at affordable clothes and what they look like on a real plus size woman? We are so inhibited, aren't we, by what the manufacturers bring us to the high street and even online. Shein certainly plugs that hole to allow us to have choice, but of course you have to make the right choices. And how do you feel about the choices I've made today? Let me know in the comments below, and whilst you're there, maybe push that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. Okay. The wider-legged, what I call tobacco sort of brown trousers. I don't know if I like them or not. They're such a good fit around the waist. They're flowing really nicely. Wide leg trousers, I'm going to have that issue here. But they're such a nice fabric that they don't seem to be draping quite so badly. They are incredibly wide-legged, and they're also very creased up. I'm sorry. It's a bit of a conundrum, these, because for the price, and I want some brown trousers quite badly, will they suffice? Okay, I've tried the jacket on, and to try and show it in its best, these are a pair of charcoal trousers that I hauled in my recent Marks and Spencer's haul that I'll try to link somewhere or other. And I've put the jacket on because I thought the two greys would be a contrast with the white t-shirt, this grey trim here. What I fear about this jacket is that it's just too big for me. I feel like that year 7 who's gone up to high school and his mum has bought that extra size up in the blazer so that it lasts a couple of years, and in the year 7 they're just walking around like this, and by year 9 it's up here. That's how I feel in this blazer. Actually, it does feel better pushing those sleeves back, but 3XL, I just think it's too big here and slightly too long. I really do need to size down in this. But for an unlined jacket at this really affordable price, I think it's really good value. I would definitely push those sleeves back a little bit more, and because it's not a thick fabric, because it's not lined, it would allow you to do that. And I've seen a hack where you put some safety pins inside to keep them up. I think that's something I would try if I was keeping this, because I'm not. It's just too big for me, just too big and oversized, but I do really like it. Yeah, this could be something to be returned and reorder in a smaller size. And I think they did it in several different colours too, and I would be tempted to order one in each colour because I really do like it, but this one is just too big. Right, to show how, or to work out how I might wear these Coord trousers, I've actually got them on with a white t-shirt and the black jacket from my Marks and Spencer's haul, and I think that looks really, really nice together. If you watched that Marks and Spencer's haul, I was trying this on with black trousers. I think it was just too much black. Breaking out with this grey works so much better, and hopefully you can see the difference in the sizing, that grey jacket and this really nice petite one from Marks and Spencer's. Of course, significantly more expensive than the grey one, but nonetheless I do like it. But we're looking at the trousers, not the jacket. Again, really nice waistband here, fits nice but not too snug. The pockets aren't gaping. I think that's down to the fabric, because these are definitely, again, evening sort of spring and summer trousers. Wide legged, but they don't feel like they're drowning me, they just feel like they are skimming. Again, too long, but you know I am prepared to take them up. So I just wanted to show you the trousers on their own, because that's the beauty of a Coord, isn't it? That you can mix and match how you want to. So these trousers are a winner. Let's see what it looks like with the top on. It's just too much the same dark, boring colour, isn't it, with the top on as well. These sleeves also don't seem to be sitting as well. The way they've been stitched on, it's almost like they need to be stitched that way. I can't explain, but they keep wanting to fold back like this. Maybe a wash and a press will sort that out. Also quite low cut here. So 50-50 on this one, I'm afraid. Suddenly I don't like it as much as I did. Okay, I promise this is going to be the last satin skirt that I haul, because they are obviously not for me. I sized up, but it's still clinging. It's such a fine sort of satin that you can see the lines of everything I've got on underneath. The waistband, it's probably too big, but if I'd sized down, it would have definitely been too tight. The side seam seems to be hitting me slightly backwards. I fear I needed it more here so that the front draped better. I've got this bunching here on the hips, partly because of this concealed zip, and as you can see it's just clinging here, but I've got all this fabric here. Somebody suggested a slip underneath. I really don't think that that would solve these issues with this skirt, I'm afraid. Length, petite, much better on me, but probably just verging on a little bit too short. I think you need to be about 5'3" to be the most flattering length on this skirt. It's sort of hitting me sort of mid shin, and I don't think it's either here or there. But I know you're not really looking at this awful skirt, are you? You can't take your eyes off of this awful top. I'm lost for words with this top. I don't know what to say about it. I think this was a really nice idea, because you can see how those folds are just really flattering, but it's cut too high here. When I try to bring it down, it's just sort of sticking up like that. Definitely needed to have been like stitched there or something. Then this really wide off asymmetrical neckline there is just, it's just making me look wonky, isn't it? The sleeves are lovely. They cover, they're flattering, but I'm not really sure what's going on at the back. It's like this extra fabric is just all folding across the back there, and it's just not right, is it, at all? Now, what I think might be the issue is that I untuck it here. This is a 3X and I'm going to pull it down. You can see then how suddenly this is all laying so much better. Of course, if I was being picky, the shoulder line isn't right. So I think it's because it's too tight across the waist, it's ruching up, and then it's just giving all these extra folds here. So maybe it's not totally the top's fault. Maybe it's just not the right size for me. But love the light blue denim trousers / jeans. I can't really call them jeans. They are definitely more of a chambray. These are so similar to my favourite jeans. You will have seen them lots, but because I've worn them lots, they've sort of gone out of shape and slightly over, shall we say. This is a fresh new pair, and in that regular length they are certainly longer. I will have to take them up, but they are worth the effort because they glide over perfectly. They really are super flattering without being too big on the leg or too wide leg that I feel absolutely silly in. So I think these are a keeper, but I suspected they would be because they are virtually the pair that I've got already that I wear all of the time. There you go. Put on a smart black jacket and you've just got a timeless outfit, haven't you? I want to be wearing a bright coloured crossbody bag that tones in with a bright pair of trainers, and I think I'm set. Loving this look. Who would have thought with this really first-class jacket from Marks and Spencer's that a budget pair of Shein jeans could look so good? Yeah. I'm not sure. I cannot fault the fit. I think it fits perfectly because I want it to be that layering piece. So it comes together, but I haven't got all the excess fabric. So as a layering piece that's just covering up this tummy area, I think it's perfect. Not so sure about the colour. You know I had reservations from getting it out because I just feel it's a little bit dull. I think I would have liked something with a little bit more colour. But it is just perfect weight, really. Not as a jacket, but as just a layering piece and then putting your coat on over the top. I can do it up perfectly. I thought there might be a bit of gaping, but there isn't. And it's covering, but it's not swamping me. So often I've been finding that these items, these oversized items, are just absolutely drowning me. And I don't know, it's a fine line between being oversized and camouflaging and just making you look bigger, isn't it? I like the fact that these are faux because who's going to put anything in them, and it just means that there's no extra fabric there. Poppers, a nice touch, I think, and so easy to undo. I might see if they do this in different colours because I really like the style. It's just the colour I'm not convinced by. But I have got those Verveya boots and it would team in lovely. Such a dilemma. I think it's the fabric of these denim trousers that aren't being as successful as the lighter weight coloured ones. Although saying that, maybe it's because of the length, they can't drape properly. I don't know, I just feel I've got some extra fabric here, and this is in a sort of more heavier weight denim, so that it doesn't know where to sort of hang, it just wants to go into these folds. Probably wider legged up at the thigh too, because they feel wider legged at the bottom. The waistband is also, I mean, it fits and there's no problem there, and it sort of glides over the tummy area very nicely and camouflages it. It was just a little bit tighter on that waistband there. So, I don't know. Do I keep them and risk taking them up and having an issue with them, or do I keep them and just persevere with that wide leg look? I'm not so sure. Well, that was an interesting haul, wasn't it? Very much. But you cannot beat Shein for value, and I know people have their reservations about why the clothes are so affordable. And you can certainly not beat Shein for the choice of items on their website. Let me know what you think about everything in the comments. Maybe give me a thumbs up, a hype. Most important of all, subscribe and come back to see me once again. Goodbye for now.